Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me. We got a massive winter storm that's coming in. Of course, this model is overdone, showing 4 feet of snow. This model is definitely overdone right now, showing at least 4 feet of snow. Hey.
Hey, babe.
Hey, I'm doing a live stream right now. I just started like a couple minutes ago. Is it okay if you stay on the line? Yeah, I'm ending it at 1:45, so it's just going to be about an hour, 15 minutes long. Then thanks. I know, it's just that today's Saturday and Friday night.
No, it doesn't matter because you have things to do on Saturday. You have to go get your haircut. I thought you were getting your haircut today.
Sunday. Plus, I don't want to get my haircut. My mom wants me to get my haircut. I honestly don't.
You said you wanted to get your haircut.
Wait, did I tell you that, or was I talking with my mom?
You said that you wanted it cut as short as possible.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
With your dandruff.
Yes, that's true. I'm sorry, I just started my live stream. I'm sorry. It's just that, yeah, I'll be done in about an hour. It's just going to be about an hour. Not exactly, but I should be done by 1:45. In fact, I'm setting my alarm on my phone to make sure I don't. There. At 1:45, I'll be done.
It needs to be less than an hour.
I know. It's just that I'm waiting for a computer model to come in. So, okay, Rain, I'm starting it right now.
It needs to be 30 minutes because you need to get ready because school's starting in February.
I know. But I don't have classes on Saturday. That's why,
Shit. You have not been going to bed on time.
True.
So why should you be rewarded with extra time today? Whenever classes are starting extremely soon.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm just like.
You're going to be setting yourself up for failure.
You're right. Rain, you're right.
Finish your live stream. Only 30 minutes though.
Thank you, babe. Is it okay if I put myself on mute or no?
I was muting myself.
Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Sorry, someone called me. Okay, so let's look right now. As you can see, there's about 4 feet of snow according to this one model, 46 inches according to the Canadian. Of course, that's way overdone. That is definitely not going to happen, and it's just a fallacy that I'm just going to start. Just going to share this live stream. Okay. Ты звонишь ко мне? 12:30. Я сейчас сделаю видео на компьютере, и ты меня перебиваешь. Света, я сейчас делаю видео, я не могу сейчас говорить. Ай, пустой. Окей, спасибо. Да, я понял. Окей, спасибо, Света, все. Мне надо идти. Спасибо, что ты мне сообщил. Thank you. Calling me. Oops. That was kind of my fault. Okay, let's see. Topic, I guess. Alrighty, so done promoting. Alrighty, perfect. Alright, now let's look at the models. Ooh, a lot of people's EASers are going to go off. In fact, actually, I'm about to set up my WR 1500. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'm going to leave it on the model here. Actually, before I go, let me just look at the Canadian. This is the Canadian model. Let's look at the 2-meter temperatures. So showing a storm forming along the coast. Nothing, doesn't look anything crazy, but let's look at precipitation accumulation. Yeah, the NAM does the thing. It does have a tendency for overdoing the precip forecast. Okay, guys, I have to laugh at this model. I really do have to laugh at it. I mean, yeah, it's really hilarious. Hold on, I'll be right back. Oh, okay. Okay, it turns out I had my radio in this whole in the same room. That's weird. Where's my 1500? Hold on, I can't find my my weather radio. Okay, I set up my no weather radio. WR 1500 has been set up. Okay. See, that's a big storm that's going to be happening. Oh my God. See, looks like the most of the storm will be in that area. In Ohio. Let's go Kuchera. Boom, yeah, look at that. My Jesus, it's a lot of snow. See, it's showing over 2 feet of snow from the system here, but the thing is, even though you're only getting an inch of QPF, let's look at the temperatures. Very cold. You're going to have very high snowfall water ratios. Yeah, I live in New York City too, Timmy. So, oh my God, we both live in the same city. Nice. Nice. Timmy, are you from Discord? Make sure my mic is working. Alright, it's working. Visibility less than 1 nautical mile. Hold on, let me bring the... Okay. I'm going to turn off the radio. For Sterling. Sterling, Virginia should be getting about 12 to 18 inches. Yeah, I'm anticipating quite a bit of snow for Sterling. Okay, so here's going to be the determinant. So the determinant how much snow Sterling gets, which is in the DC area, this is where Sterling is. Okay, here's Sterling, right? And here's the storm as it backs in. If it basically stalls out further north, you're going to get less snow. Further south, you're going to get a little more. But yeah, Pennsylvania is definitely going to get a lot of snow. So here's Sterling. I'm expecting about 7 to 9 inches. pretty much. So yeah, Sterling's definitely going to get quite a bit of snow. Let's look at the GEFS model. Already the models are indicating that the storm is heading further north. Already at least an inch of QPF. Mean snowfall accumulation is about at least 8 inches. I mean, this is going to be a pretty big storm, guys. This is not going to be a little, oh, it's going to be a little nor'easter, it's going to be a few inches of snow. No, this is going to be a heavy, heavy duration storm. So, I mean, noon Monday, 12Z Monday, you're getting snow. 12Z Tuesday, you're still getting snow. And the storm is basically going to stall out. It's basically going to stall itself. And here's the thing. After all this Gulf moisture exits, you're still going to have moisture coming in off the Atlantic, albeit a lot lighter. But the worst of the storm is going to be Monday afternoon and Monday evening. Monday morning should be pretty snowy. The Monday morning should be pretty messy, but Monday afternoon is going to be a big storm. I mean, look what the NAM is showing. But the thing is, will this drying up happen? Because you're still having a storm here, so this could, and if the storm is intensified, you can get more snow forming. So it basically could end up being a bigger storm. And you also want to look at a higher altitude. At higher altitude, you want to look at vorticity, how much energy is. So this is the cold pocket that gave some ocean enhancement snow to Cape Cod. And here's a storm. Here it comes in. Here's the vorticity. Look at all this vorticity. Look where it's going to form. So you're going to have a lot of energy just sitting over the Northeast with very cold temperatures. So you're going to have snowfall water ratios that are going to be fairly high. I mean, look at this. You're not, I mean, you are going to be getting a little bit of warm air coming in, but then you're going to have the cold air damming, evaporational cooling. See right here? Dynamic evaporational cooling. 850 millibars, which is 5,000 feet. So it's going to be marginally warm. That's the thing. It's going to be, temperatures are going to be marginal. But then, look at this. You got very cold temperatures, very cold. Then you're going to have a warm air coming in. So here comes the jet, right? But the jet does not make it into New York. It stays south, and then cold air comes in. 925, same thing. This indicates to me that you're going to be having dendrites coming down with bigger snowflakes from the warmer air at around 500 millibars. So this is definitely going to be a heavy duration storm. I mean, a long duration with some heavy snow. So I think this is pretty likely. But look, some areas are getting in the 20s. And where does that snow come in? Here's hurricane force winds. And around that time, hour 72, you're going to be getting blizzard conditions in Long Island. Maybe some mixing. Just maybe. Looks like Long Island could actually change over, but that's just one model. And that's on the basis that there's going to be some warm air that's going to be coming in. But the thing is, with this storm, you're going to be getting northeast winds coming in, so there might not be a lot of warm air with the system, especially since at loft it's going to be very cold, and if that warm air doesn't come in, it's going to stay all snow. So yeah, this is going to be a very big storm. And I'm still waiting for the European to come in. This could be worse than Gale for New York City, but no one's going to see 4 feet of snow. Like, I am not saying no one is getting 4 feet. Just because the Canadian is showing 4 feet, I ain't buying it, guys. What percentage do you? Sterling, I'd say about 45% that you're going to see 10 inches of snow. 45%, and I'm only basing that on the fact that the storm could end up. But when I mean total, I mean like, say you change over to rain, like say. Okay, say this happens, right? Let's look at the NAM, right? The NAM is showing the same thing. Sterling changing over to mix and rain. Yeah, so I think the NAM might be a little more accurate. So I'm giving Sterling a shot of seeing 4 to 7 inches of snow. 4 to 7. This is going to be a little tricky. Yeah, that's why I muted the site. Constant. Yeah. Alrighty, let's look at the Canadian now. Oh wait. Let's go to Pivotal Weather and look at the GFS, right? Okay. So this is looking at the current run, which is the 30th. Okay, right? So here comes your storm. Hour 60, you're going to have a 999 millibar storm right there. There you go. Compare this from the last run. Okay. Let's go to hour 90, 96. You're probably going to have a storm a little further east. I don't know why, but I'm thinking that there. See, a little further east. 12-hour QPF, not much. 24-hour QPF, a lot more, of course. Further south. A total QPF. There. This is something I don't like seeing because the UK Met, while it's not a very reliable model, it's sometimes accurate. And let's look total QPF. Snowfall, 8 inches. Okay. Keep in mind, that's one model, right? Let's compare it to last run, right? Let's look at total snowfall. Yeah. See? Had a bigger storm. Let's look at the Canadian, though. The current Canadian, though, further north and stronger. So, a lot can happen. 47 inches of snow! Oh, God. This is just insane. I want to know why this is happening. Okay. Type in rate. Okay, where did that come in? Okay. There we go. That's why. Boom. Extremely heavy snow. So you see that 78 to 84? 78. Still heavy snow. So the thing is, anything can happen, basically. Okay, 72. Boom. But it's very close to being rain. Let's look at the Kuchera thing. So yeah, it's showing a mixing. So a lot could happen between now and then. Okay. So basically, the snow will start across southernmost New Jersey late Sunday afternoon. So right around 7 p.m. is when snow should be falling across Cape May. Washington, D.C. should be getting a couple inches. While around... so this is when the snow should just be starting. Probably just started to fall just south of New York City. So by about 1 a.m., about 2 or 3 a.m. is when the snow should start in New York City. Let's look at hour 45, right? and compare this to the 21Z run, because it's the same. It's the same analog. See? So he's showing a secondary low forming here, right? And then this could become heavier snow. As the storm is going to reform, you're going to have an area of heavier snow here as this low gets its act together. Because so let's look at the model, right? So it looks light, right? Looks light, and then as the storm forms, boom, it's going to shove all the heavy snow from the southeast to the northwest, and you're going to get thumped with snow. Basically, that's what it's indicating to me. Okay. So let's look at Campi Flegrei. I want to switch gears and talk about volcanoes. Let's look at Campi Flegrei. That's okay. Updates showing uplift. No, that I do not want to look at. I want to look at current state. Okay. No, that's not what I look at either. Okay. So what I want to be looking at is this. All right. Okay. Oops. Okay. This is what I want to look at. Okay, guys. So this is Campi Flegrei, Pozzoli. A little quake here, a little quake here, a little quake here. But it has not been reported. As you can see, the last quake was reported on the 27th, 3 days ago. So, and that's the big quake that happened. Sorry. E3.3, April 26th, 2020. Uplift is continuing at Campi Flegrei. Mixing with New York City. Okay, yes. So basically, you're afraid of something that happened with Gale. But here's the thing: I don't think there's going to be mixing this time around. The primary reason is there's just so much cold air right now, and usually storms, while they bring warm air with them, as the storm intensifies, what ends up usually happening is you get what is called cold. Storm produces its own cold air, right? So let's look at the surface, 925 millibars, which is basically 2,000 feet above the surface. Here, the cold air tries to come in, but it doesn't really make it. Because look, and let's look at 850, right? See? Boom, see? 700 millibars. And you can see we stay in the cold sector of the storm. Freezing spray. Yeah, light freezing spray, they just said. There's actually a heavy freezing spray warning for Cape Cod. They're also saying freezing spray for the New York City area, too. off the coast of Long Island. Okay, let's look at there. So let's look at uplift. So here's the uplift that they're showing, very significant uplift. As you can see, uplift has only been intensifying. This is a very bad situation. This is indicative of magma and gases pushing everything up. This is inflation due to magma intrusion into the edifice under Campi Flegrei, which does have the potential of forming a supervolcanic eruption. However, the uplift is steady. It's not as rapid as what happened in the 1980s and in the 70s, because let's go to monitoring. No, sorry, not monitoring. A recent history, recent activity. Let's go there. We are actually, we're not dealing with anything like this. No, we're dealing with something more like the rate here. It's more of like a steady rate like this. It's more like this. Nothing like this. I mean, this is an increase of 1,500 meters in only a couple of years. What we're dealing with is more or so. Let's go from 83 when it started to 85. So it went from 1,600 meters to about 3,500. That's 2,000 meters in 2 years. That's 1,000 meters a year, basically. Right now, what we're dealing with is something more slow and steady. We're dealing with something of about 100 centimeters a year. 100 millimeters versus 1,000. This is only 10% of the rate of the 1970s and 80s uplift. Those two periods. So nothing concerning. Yes, hopefully the dynamic cooling will keep us all snow. But here's the thing. Because the storm, the air temperature is going to be so cold before the snow comes in. So let's look at Sunday afternoon, right? 27 degrees. You're already going to be really cold. And that's only one model. And then let's look at Monday afternoon. Don't go by this. Do not go by the GFS. The GFS does not handle temperatures very well. So let's look at the wrap, for example, right? The wrap is usually does pretty good temperatures, right? 20s. But then look at all this very bitterly cold air. And the thing is, you're not going to have southeast winds. These are isobars. But because of the Coriolis effect, you're having a northeast flow. Because everything that is moving in one direction is being deflected to the right. Or if it's moving in opposite direction, it gets deflected to the left. It gets deflected southward, north of the equator, or northward, south of the equator. So because of the Coriolis effect, which deflects air to the right, so, east winds get deflected to the left, while west winds get deflected to the right. So let's look at the Coriolis effect. See, in the northern hemisphere, wind gets deflected to the to the right. However, east winds, right, you flip it around. So what is here, right? Okay. East wind. Okay. Okay. See? Eventually, see what happens? It gets deflected this way. See? There's something. Okay, I'm trying to figure something out. Okay. Why? This will explain why. See, okay, when you look at isobar chart, look, You see, you're having a northeast wind flow, even though isobars are moving eastward. Why is this? It's both because of Coriolis force, but also because of how winds flow in a storm. Usually, it's not like this. It's more sharper, and so even though the flow is eastward here, aloft, it's on the surface we had it north. So that's why when you're north of a low pressure system, you're almost always gonna have either east or northeast winds, like east northeast winds. So you're having east northeast winds, even though the isobars are showing it's coming from the southeast, or even from the south here, you're still having northeast winds. See, even though you're having north winds here. Okay, so now let's look at the new Euros coming out. 30. Let's go hour 30. Actually, I want to look at the national. Okay, so hour 24. Let's look at hour 48. Here's a low pressure system that's just going to be starting to form, right? Snow should just be starting just south of New York City. See, the Euro is just showing snow just beginning in New York. So let's look at continental. Let's look at regional. Okay, see, just starting. It's barely started. Let's look at 12Z, right? Let's look at last night's run. Compare this to the current run, right? So a stronger system, showing more wind. So 1010. So this is your 1010. You have 1008 here, and let's look last night. So you had 1008 over here. All the way here, almost down to Florida. Well, right now, it is pretty far, but look, it's here. Okay. So here's your 1008 right here. Precipitation type rate. See, it's even further north here. So, let's look. See, it looks like it wants to head off the coast, but now let's look here. Boom, boom, boom. This looks like it's going to be a pretty healthy storm. Okay, so 1012. See, 1003, right? But here you're having a more conjoined system, and I think that's lower than 1003. Okay, look at pressures there. So 6Z. So already snow should be starting in New York City right around 10 p.m. Sunday. Snow should already be starting in New York. 6 hours QPF. Let's look at total QPF. About a 0.1. Let's look at hour 48, which is midnight. Or not midnight, that's 4 a.m. 4 a.m. That is 7 p.m. So snow should be starting between 7 p.m. and 1 a.m. So between around 8 or 9 p.m. is when the snow should be starting in New York City. Precip type and rate. Okay, so let's look at total QPF, just total. So nothing crazy, it's very light snow. So about half an inch basically should be on the ground at this time. New York City, according to this run. Okay, so hour 60. Let's compare this to the 12Z, because the 12Z had quite a bit of snow, had about an inch of QPF. So let's look at hour 72. Now let's compare this now. See, more snow, a lot more snow. In fact, let's look at the surface. Where is this storm going to be? Probably a little closer, right? Probably here. But it is showing a larger system. See, it's showing a larger system, right? And last night's run had something completely different. Had a small system that was here. See, again, a smaller system. This is it. But now you're having a larger system that's kind of like, basically, it's a little hard to explain, but yeah. See? 6 hours QPF. This is right now. See? 0.1 inches in about a couple hours. So compared to the last night, lighter precip. But compared to now, you're having heavier precip, and it's kind of like all here. So what's going to happen? As the storm intensifies, you're going to get an area of heavy precip that's going to try to come in close to the New York City area. See? Right here, look at this. You're going to try to have a storm, basically, that will... Okay, so let's go to hour 96. So it's showing snow lasting into early Tuesday morning. So it's showing a 24-hour duration storm. Going 24 hours back, that would be hour 72. So this is showing basically a 24-hour storm, basically. I mean, it's still showing lingering stuff, like trying to, like, but nah, it's gonna be over fairly quickly. Again, let's look. See, hour 66. See where the storm is? 995. So it's already trying to pull away, sort of. But here, it's closer to the coast. So let's look at 6 hour QPF. Now it's a little further north. So here's the thing. You're having moderate snow closer to New York City. So you're already starting to get more and more snow into the New York City area. Let's look at 2-meter temperatures. And look, New York City, still below freezing. Let's look at that again. Let's go here. So let's see where this is going to be. Right, pulling away, right? So let's look here. Here's where the 994 millibar storm is. And now it's going to be further west. It's a little further south, but it's also further west. So, boom! Heavier snow into New York City. 24-hour QPF showing heavy snow going into New York City. Let's look at 2-meter temperatures. Showing above freezing. However, when you look at precip type and rate, New York City is getting snow. No mixing, it's getting all snow. Total QPF about 1.1, because 24 hours ago there was no snow. So basically what is going on is you're starting to get this storm to try to coalesce. So the heaviest snow is basically over, because you're not getting a rapidly intensifying storm. You're getting a storm that is strengthening, but it's not rapidly intensifying. So let's look at total QPF snowfall. Already about New York City got around 10 inches of snow. Already pretty good amount. Already the biggest snowfall of the year. So already pretty big storm. I think you'll... It's north of Baltimore Hills. North of Baltimore. What area? Just want to make sure I know what area you're going to. So I'm going to be doing this for like 10 more minutes and I'm going to bed, guys. Because I have a lot of work to do tomorrow. I'm going to Let's look at the... My guess is that... Yeah, I think something like this is pretty likely. There. Oh, still here. Wow. It's starting to show that New York City is going to be getting some mixing. Showing New York City around 34 degrees, 35. Wow, it's showing warm air coming into New York City. That is not good. Not good at all. Mid-30s. Oh. However, the Canadian run shows something completely different. Showed colder temperatures. See, precip type and rate. When you compare this to the Euro, it has a strengthening system, but it has mostly rain. So yeah. So it has very strong winds. But look at these winds. Okay, look at these wind barbs, right? You're having north-northeast winds, which is pulling in very cold air. So what doesn't make any sense is this. 2-meter temperatures, right? All this cold air is being pulled down. So also you're going to have dynamic cooling and because, the storm is strengthening. This doesn't make any sense. You're not having east winds, you're having northeast winds. Yeah, the Euro doesn't usually do that good with winter storms. So very big difference. You're having a much closer system, stronger, but doesn't necessarily do so well with temperatures. Here's the models you need to trust. You need to trust the short range ensembles. You have to trust these models. You do. These models are key to forecasting winter storms. And they are showing heavier snow further north. But let's look at 8 inches or greater. See? It's showing heavier snow being north of New York City. So this could indeed happen. This really could. We might be getting a very heavy snowstorm that ends up going north of New York City. So the Euro could potentially be right. But that's a 21Z. Which usually is based on the 18Z with the SREF. So guys, before I go to bed, I just want to point out one thing. We are likely going to have a big storm, right? But the thing is it going to be all snow? I mean, even the NAM is saying that there could be some mixing going on. Some. Total precip accumulation shows up to 1.6. Some areas getting closer to 2. But why is it showing warmer temperatures coming in? Because look. See, it's showing that the warm air is kind of being pinwheeled in. That is definitely possible. I mean, it's not impossible. So, yes. The thing is about the European, I really hope the Canadian is right. I'm really hoping for the Canadian. I'm going to my friend's house off the Baltimore. Glen Arm. Okay, let me look where Glen Arm is. I mean, it is probably in Maryland. Glen Arm, Maryland. I'm going to say you're going to get about 8 to 12 inches of snow, most likely. Because you're going to be in just north of Baltimore, so around there. About 8 to... No, I'm going to say about 8 inches of snow. No, you're not going to get a foot. I don't trust the GFS. But I do trust is the Canadian, which is pretty accurate usually when it comes to snowfall. Okay, so you're going to get a first burst of snow. So here's what the Canadian is showing. So you're going to get an initial burst of snow. It's going to change over briefly, and then as the storm intensifies itself, it's showing more snow, basically. So it's showing a very long duration storm. I mean, look at this. See, hour 42, 72, 96, and you're still getting snow around hour 99 according to the gem. I mean, that's just ludicrous. That's definitely not going to happen. I mean, come on. Really, that much snow? Probably not. And you do see all this cold air, right? You see all this cold air. Look at the cold air that's ahead of the storm. Just take a look at this. All this cold air. You see this, right? You got a storm here. You have northeast winds here. Something's telling me that this storm might want to produce its own cold air. Something that the models are not doing. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Normally, you'd have a lot of cold air. You'd have something like, well, like this. I mean, New York City is in the teens right now. We're not going to get out of the 20s tomorrow or on Sunday. We got to wait until the storm comes closer. But there's a lot of cold air ahead of the storm. And so for Glen Arm, I'm saying 8 to 12 inches of snow because, there's different models. So I'm forecasting right now for Glen Arm 8 to 12. How fast can it change? It could change pretty quickly. Well, I'm ending it in 3 minutes. At 1:20, I have to go. Please share this channel and this stream because I'm trying to get this channel over, eventually over 10,000 subs. But I'm ending the stream in 3 minutes because I have to go to bed. And also, I'm trying to get other software so I can pinpoint radar. Trying to get radar scope on this computer. So when we have severe weather, I can be doing live streams. Because I do have radar scope in my phone, but I'm eventually going to get it on the PC. Let's see it. Okay. So let's look at current temperature. LaGuardia Airport should be right around 18 degrees right now. 19. It should be 19 degrees right now. LaGuardia. Yeah, 18 degrees LaGuardia Airport. Yeah. So many ads. Wow. Okay. I have way too many windows open. Hold on. Oh, by the way, guys, I already got my COVID vaccine, and I had a pretty strong reaction to it. Not an allergic reaction. I had there we go. This is what I was waiting for. Okay, 6 hours QPF. 90. 96, 102. See, it's ending. It's basically you're going to have very, very light snow flurries by Tuesday. So it's even though it's going to be a long duration storm. You're having 988 millibar storm. You're showing almost no moisture which, in my opinion, does not make any sense. You're going to have a lot more moisture with this system. I mean, here's the thing. You're having a 990 millibar storm that is intensifying. And no moisture? Come on. You're going to have a lot of moisture with this. Especially because the water is so warm and you're having a lot of cold air. But still, a pretty good amount of QPF. Actually, not a lot, but still. Okay, still giving New York City at least a foot of snow. Okay. In fact, this looks very reminiscent for New York City about Winter Storm Gale. Showing central Pennsylvania getting quite a bit of snow. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Yikes. Yikes. Wow. Okay, wow. Okay. Big storm. Okay, guys, thank you all for watching, and please share this channel. Please. I'm counting on all you guys. Thank you so much, and I know a lot of you are probably from the Discord. And I'm also considering doing my own EAS scenario soon once I'm able to get things done. In fact, let me just try to run it down. I know. What I don't like about it is that it doesn't let you do. I think there's anything. Oh, there it is. No. 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 Come on. 2010. No. Forget it. No. Thank you all for watching. Good night.